First contact. The vast expanse of space stretched out before the starship Odyssey, its sleek hull gleaming in the light of a distant binary star system. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the swirling, violet atmosphere of the planet below. After years of searching, they had finally found it, a world that could sustain life. Dr. Rees, what are your initial readings? Sarah asked, turning to the ship's lead scientist. Dr. Ethan Rees, a lanky man with a shock of graying hair, hunched over his console. Atmosphere is breathable, Captain. Gravity is 1.2 times that of Earth. But there's something else. He trailed off, his brow furrowed in concentration. What is it, Doctor? Sarah pressed, sensing the tension in his voice. I'm detecting anomalous energy readings. They're unlike anything we've ever encountered before. They seem to be pulsing. Sarah's heart raced. This was why they had come, to find the unknown, to push the boundaries of human knowledge. Prep the landing team, she ordered. We're going down there. Within the hour, Sarah led a small team to the planet's surface. As their shuttle broke through the cloud cover, they gasped collectively. The landscape below was alien, yet hauntingly beautiful. Towering crystalline structures jutted from the ground, their facets refracting the light of the binary stars into a kaleidoscope of colors. As they touched down, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. The air was thick with an electric charge, making the hairs on the back of her neck stand on end. Fan out, she instructed her team. But stay within visual range. We don't know what's out there. They had barely begun their exploration when Dr. Reeves called out, his voice trembling with excitement. Captain, you need to see this. Sarah jogged over to where Reeves stood, transfixed by one of the crystal structures. As she drew closer, she realized that the crystal wasn't just reflecting light, it was emitting it. Pulses of energy rippled through the structure, creating intricate patterns that seemed almost alive. It's some kind of data storage, Reeves breathed, running his scanner over the crystal's surface. The complexity, it's far beyond anything we've ever seen. Suddenly, the crystal pulsed brightly, and a beam of light shot out, enveloping Sarah and her team. For a moment, the world around them disappeared, replaced by a sea of swirling colors and abstract shapes. When the light faded, Sarah found herself face to face with a being unlike anything she had ever seen or imagined. It was vaguely humanoid, but its body seemed to be composed of the same crystalline material as the structures around them. Its face was a complex arrangement of geometric shapes that shifted and rearranged as it regarded them. We are the crystalline, a voice echoed in Sarah's mind. We have waited eons for beings capable of comprehending us to arrive. Sarah's training kicked in, overriding her shock. I am Captain Sarah Chen of the Starship Odyssey, representing the United Earth Alliance. We come in peace and in the spirit of scientific exploration. The being's face rearranged itself into what Sarah interpreted as an expression of curiosity. Your arrival is fortuitous, Sarah Chen. Our existence is threatened, and we believe you may be the key to our survival. As the alien's words sank in, Sarah realized that this moment would change the course of human history forever. They had not only made first contact, but were being called upon to save an entire alien civilization. Tell us more, Sarah said, her voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions inside her. How can we help? The crystalline being's form shimmered, and suddenly, the humans found themselves surrounded by holographic projections. Stars, planets, and swirling nebulae filled the air around them. Our species once spanned galaxies, the crystalline explained, its mental voice tinged with sorrow. But a cosmic event we call the Great Dimming has been slowly draining the energy from our kind. This planet is our last refuge, but even here, our time grows short. Dr. Reeves stepped forward, his scientific curiosity overriding his awe. The energy pulses we detected, that's you, isn't it? You're trying to maintain your life force. Correct, the crystalline confirmed. But it is not enough. We need a new source of energy, one that can replenish what we are losing. We have observed your species from afar, watched your rapid technological advancement. We believe you possess the knowledge and creativity to find a solution. Sarah's mind raced with the implications. This wasn't just first contact, it was a call to action, a chance for humanity to prove itself on a cosmic scale. We'll do everything in our power to help, she declared. But we'll need to understand more about your physiology, your energy requirements. The crystalline's form pulsed with what seemed like approval. We will share our knowledge with you. But be warned, the process of understanding our nature may be intense. Before Sarah could ask what that meant, tendrils of crystalline energy reached out from the alien, gently touching each of the humans' foreheads. In an instant, Sarah's mind was flooded with information, complex equations, multidimensional concepts, and the vast history of the crystalline race. As the connection faded, Sarah staggered, overwhelmed by the influx of knowledge. She looked around at her team, seeing the same mix of awe and disorientation on their faces. That was incredible, Dr. Rees murmured, his eyes wide with wonder. The things we just learned, it'll revolutionize our understanding of physics, of the universe itself. Sarah nodded, still processing the experience. And with this knowledge, we have a real chance of helping the crystalline. She turned back to the alien being. We'll need to bring in more experts, set up a research base here. Is that acceptable? The crystalline's form shimmered in what Sarah now recognized as agreement. We welcome your efforts, Sarah Chen, but we must caution you. There are others in the galaxy who would seek to exploit our remaining energy for themselves. Your presence here may attract unwanted attention. Sarah straightened, her resolve strengthening. We'll be prepared. The United Earth Alliance has faced challenges before. We won't let you down. As they prepared to return to the Odyssey to report their findings and request reinforcements, Sarah couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. They had come seeking new worlds and scientific discoveries. Instead, they had found an ancient, dying civilization in need of humanity's help, and potentially made some powerful enemies in the process. The journey back to the ship was filled with animated discussion as the team tried to process everything they had learned. Dr. Rees was already sketching out new theoretical models based on the crystalline knowledge, his eyes alight with scientific fervor. As they boarded the shuttle, Sarah took one last look at the crystalline landscape. The fate of an entire species now rested in humanity's hands. It was a monumental responsibility, but also an incredible opportunity. Whatever challenges lay ahead, Sarah knew that this was humanity's chance to prove itself as a force for good in the universe. The shuttle lifted off, carrying with it the hopes of two civilizations and the promise of a new era in human history. As they ascended through the violet atmosphere, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning of a much larger adventure, one that would test the limits of human ingenuity, courage, and compassion. Quantum resonance. 6 months had passed since humanity's first contact with the crystalline beings. The planet, now dubbed Nova Lumina, had become a hive of activity. A sprawling research base, its geodesic domes, glinting in the binary starlight, now stood among the towering crystal structures. Dr. Zara Okoro, Earth's leading quantum physicist, stared at the holographic display floating before her. Sweat beaded on her dark skin despite the lab's climate control. It doesn't make sense, she muttered, her fingers dancing through the air, manipulating complex equations. Behind her, a crystalline being shimmered into existence. Unlike the first encounters, the aliens had learned to project themselves in a form more comfortable for human interaction. This one had taken on a vaguely feminine appearance, calling herself Lux. Your frustration is understandable, Dr. Okoro. Lux's mental voice echoed in Zara's mind. Our energy requirements defy your current understanding of physics. Zara turned, a wry smile on her face. That's putting it mildly. You're basically asking us to create energy out of nothing. Not nothing, Lux corrected. Everything. Before Zara could ask for clarification, alarms blared throughout the base. Captain Chen's voice crackled over the intercom. All personnel, report to emergency stations. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Zara and Lux rushed to the command center, joining Captain Chen and a mix of human and crystalline individuals. The main screen showed a fleet of sleek, predatory-looking ships dropping out of faster-than-light travel. The Voidborn, Lux's mental voice was tinged with dread. They found us. Captain Chen's face was grim. What are we dealing with? Another crystalline, this one calling himself Novus, projected an image of the Voidborn. They were dark, almost shadow-like beings, their forms seeming to absorb the light around them. The Voidborn are energy parasites, Novus explained. They consume the life force of entire civilizations. They've been hunting us across the galaxy, draining our kind to fuel their conquest. Why haven't you fought back? Asked Lieutenant Ravi Sharma, the base's security chief. Our nature is to create, to nurture, Lux replied. We lack the capacity for violence that you humans possess. A heavy silence fell over the room. The implications were clear. Humanity now stood as the last line of defense for the crystalline. How long until they reach us? Chen asked. 3 hours, Ravi replied, checking the tactical display. Not enough time for reinforcements from Earth, Chen muttered. She turned to Zara. Doctor, please tell me you've made progress on the energy problem. Zara's mind raced. Maybe, Lux, you said everything earlier. What did you mean? Lux's form pulsed with excitement. The fabric of spacetime itself. What you call dark energy. It permeates everything, an infinite source waiting to be tapped. Zara's eyes widened. Of course, we've been thinking too small. We don't need to create energy. We need to harvest it from the universe itself. That's great, Chen interjected. But how does this help us against an invasion fleet? A mischievous grin spread across Zara's face. Oh, Captain, it helps us in the most fantastic way possible. We're going to weaponize the cosmos. The next 3 hours were a whirlwind of activity. Zara and her team, working in perfect synchronization with the crystalline, repurposed the quantum resonance chambers designed to revitalize the aliens. The crystalline structures around the base were transformed into a vast, interconnected network of energy collectors and amplifiers. As the Voidborn fleet entered the system, humanity prepared for its first interstellar battle. But instead of warships, they had something far more powerful: the fundamental forces of the universe itself. Energy collectors at full capacity, Zara reported, her voice tense with anticipation. Quantum resonance field stable. We're ready, Captain. Chen nodded grimly. Let's hope this works, for all our sakes. As the Voidborn ships approached, their dark forms blotting out the stars, Zara activated the system. The crystalline structures around the base began to glow, pulsing with otherworldly energy. Streams of light passed between them, forming a dazzling web that encompassed the entire area. The lead Voidborn ship fired, a beam of dark energy lancing towards the base. But as it struck the quantum resonance field, something extraordinary happened. The beam seemed to fold in on itself, collapsing into a singularity that winked out of existence. It worked, Zara exclaimed. The field is converting their energy weapons into dark matter, shunting it out of our dimension. Enraged, the Voidborn fleet pressed their attack. But each blast was absorbed and redirected, their fearsome weapons rendered useless. The crystalline network glowed brighter with each impact, drawing power from the very fabric of spacetime to fuel its defenses. Lux's mental voice rang out, filled with awe. You've done it. You found a way to harness the fundamental energy of the universe itself. But the battle was far from over. The Voidborn, realizing their energy weapons were ineffective, began to launch boarding pods towards the base. Brace for impact, Chen shouted as the first pod slammed into the ground near the perimeter. The pod's hull split open, and shadowy figures emerged, the Voidborn in their physical form. They moved like living darkness, absorbing all light around them. Ravi and his security team engaged the invaders, their weapons seeming to pass harmlessly through the shadow-like beings. "Our weapons are useless," he reported, ducking behind cover as a Voidborn lashed out with tendrils of dark energy. Zara's mind raced. If conventional weapons couldn't harm the Voidborn, perhaps Lux, Novus. Can you channel the quantum resonance field through yourselves? The two crystalline beings shimmered with understanding. Yes, but it would require a deep connection with a human mind to direct the energy precisely, Lux replied. "Then let's do it," Zara said, stepping forward. "Connect with me." As the Voidborn breached the base's outer defenses, Zara felt the crystalline consciousness merge with her own. It was overwhelming, like trying to comprehend the entire universe at once. But as she focused, she felt power surging through her. Raising her hands, Zara directed a beam of pure quantum energy at the nearest Voidborn. The creature shrieked, a sound that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once, as its shadowy form began to dissolve. "It's working," Chen exclaimed. "Whatever you're doing, keep it up." More crystalline beings joined the fray, each pairing with a human to wield the power of the quantum resonance field. The tide of battle began to turn as the Voidborn found themselves facing an enemy they couldn't simply absorb or overpower. In space, the Voidborn fleet started to retreat, their fearsome reputation shattered by this unexpected resistance. On the ground, the remaining invaders were cornered and neutralized by the human crystalline pairs wielding cosmic energy. As the last Voidborn ship disappeared into the depths of space, a cheer went up from the human defenders. They had done it. They had protected their new allies and proven that humanity could stand against the greatest threats the universe had to offer. Zara, her mind still reeling from the connection with the crystalline, turned to Captain Chen. "We did more than just defend ourselves today," she said, her voice filled with wonder. "We've unlocked the key to manipulating the fundamental forces of the universe. Do you realize what this means?" Chen nodded, a mix of awe and trepidation on her face. "It means everything changes from here on out. For us, for the crystalline, for the entire galaxy." As the humans and crystalline celebrated their victory, none of them realized that this was just the beginning. The echoes of their battle would ripple across the cosmos, drawing the attention of ancient powers and setting in motion events that would reshape the very fabric of the universe. The age of humanity's cosmic ascendance had begun, and the stars themselves trembled in anticipation of what was to come. Cosmic awakening. The news of humanity's victory against the Voidborn spread across the galaxy like wildfire, carried by quantum-entangled communication relays. Earth celebrated its newfound status as a galactic defender, while the surviving crystalline sang songs of gratitude that resonated through the fabric of space-time itself. But for Dr. Zara Okoro, the real work was just beginning. In a lab deep within Nova Lumina's research complex, Zara stood before a shimmering portal of pure energy. The air crackled with possibility, and the laws of physics seemed to bend around the swirling vortex. "Are you sure about this, Doctor?" Captain Chen asked, her voice tinged with concern. Zara nodded, her eyes gleaming with determination. "We've run every simulation possible. It's time for a practical test." Lux, the crystalline being who had become Zara's closest alien confidant, pulsed with anticipation. "What you're attempting, it could revolutionize our understanding of the multiverse." "Or tear it apart," Chen muttered. Zara flashed a confident smile. "That's why we start small." She held up a small glowing cube. "This quantum-entangled probe will transmit data back to us, no matter where or when it ends up." With a deep breath, Zara tossed the cube into the portal. It vanished in a flash of light, and for a moment, nothing happened. Then, the lab's sensors exploded with data. "It worked," Zara exclaimed, her fingers dancing over holographic readouts. The probe is sending back information from multiple timelines. But before they could celebrate, alarms blared throughout the facility. The portal, once a stable shimmer, began to writhe and expand. "Shut it down," Chen ordered, but it was too late. The portal burst outward, enveloping Zara, Chen, Lux, and several nearby researchers. When the light faded, they found themselves elsewhere. Gone was the sterile lab. Instead, they stood on a vast plain under an alien sky, where impossible geometric shapes drifted like clouds. In the distance, mountains floated upside down, their peaks brushing an ocean that flowed vertically into space. "Where are we?" Chen breathed, her hand instinctively reaching for a weapon that was no longer there. "When are we?" Zara corrected, consulting a device on her wrist. "According to this, we're experiencing multiple time streams simultaneously." Lux's crystalline form shimmered with distress. "This place, it exists between realities. We call it the Nexus." As if in response to Lux's words, the landscape shifted. Fragments of other worlds phased in and out of existence around them. One moment, they glimpsed a futuristic city of gleaming spires. The next, a primordial jungle where titanic beasts roamed. "We need to find a way back," Chen said, ever the pragmatist. But Zara was already moving, her scientific curiosity overriding caution. "Don't you see? This is the breakthrough we've been working towards. The Nexus is a confluence of all possible realities." As they explored, they encountered echoes of themselves from other timelines. Some were nearly identical, while others were wildly different, versions where humanity had fallen to the Voidborn, or where the crystalline had never needed their help. But it wasn't just alternate versions of themselves they found. As they delved deeper into the Nexus, they encountered entities beyond their comprehension. Beings of pure thought, civilizations that existed as living mathematics, and creatures that seemed to be the anthropomorphized laws of physics themselves. One such entity, a swirling vortex of stars and galaxies that somehow conveyed sentience, addressed them. Its voice resonated not in their ears, but in the very atoms of their being. "You have ye pia cdthevil," it intoned. "Wetinesed, li theoriades of creation, but be yoliae, knowledge aes of pyc." Before they could respond, the entity showed them visions of possible futures. They saw humanity ascending to godlike status, reshaping reality at will. But they also glimpsed terrible consequences, civilizations erased from existence, entire universes collapsing under the weight of human ambition. "We have to go back," Chen said, her voice shaking. "Warn everyone." But Zara hesitated. "Think of what we could learn, the problems we could solve with this knowledge." Lux, who had been silent, suddenly pulsed with inspiration. "Perhaps there is a middle path, a way to use this knowledge responsibly." The cosmic entity seemed to consider this. "A test, then. Prove yourselves worthy of the power you seek." Suddenly, they found themselves back in the lab on Nova Lumina. But something was different. Outside, the sky churned with eldritch energies. Reality itself seemed to be unraveling. "The portal," Zara gasped. "Our absence destabilized it. It's tearing apart the fabric of our universe." They had mere minutes to find a solution. Zara's mind raced, combining her scientific knowledge with the cosmic insights she'd gleaned from the Nexus. Chen coordinated with the base, mobilizing every resource available. Lux communed with the crystalline collective, channeling their ancient wisdom. In a desperate gambit, they decided to use the quantum resonance technology that had defeated the Voidborn in a new way. By calibrating it to the specific frequency of their home reality, they hoped to anchor their universe and prevent it from being torn apart. As the world around them began to fade into chaos, Zara, Chen, and Lux joined hands, forming a bridge between human ingenuity, military precision, and alien insight. Together, they activated the recalibrated quantum resonance field. For a heart-stopping moment, nothing happened. Then, slowly, reality began to restabilize. The cosmic storm outside calmed, and the laws of physics reasserted themselves. They had done it. Not only had they saved their universe, but they had proven humanity's worthiness to wield cosmic power responsibly. As the crisis subsided, Zara turned to her companions, her eyes shining with the light of new possibilities. "This is just the beginning," she said. "We've been given a chance to reshape the future, not just of humanity or the crystalline, but of all reality." Chen nodded, a mix of pride and trepidation on her face. "Whatever comes next, we face it together. Humans, crystalline, and whatever other allies we find out there in the cosmic tapestry." Lux shimmered in agreement. "Today, we have transcended the boundaries of singular existence. We are no longer just citizens of Earth or Nova Lumina. We are citizens of the multiverse." As news of their cosmic awakening spread, humanity stood on the precipice of a new era. The stars were no longer the limit. Entire realities awaited exploration. With their newfound allies and cosmic understanding, they would face challenges beyond imagination and opportunities beyond their wildest dreams. The universe watched, waited, and wondered. What would humanity do with the power to shape reality itself? Only time, in all its infinite variations, would tell. The quantum crucible. The revelation of humanity's cosmic awakening sent shockwaves through Earth and its colonies. Some hailed it as the dawn of a new age, while others feared the implications of such power. As debates raged, Dr. Zara Okoro and her team worked tirelessly to unlock the secrets of the multiverse. Their base of operations had evolved beyond Nova Lumina. They now occupied a space station unlike any other, the Quantum Crucible. Suspended at the intersection of multiple realities, it existed simultaneously in several dimensions, a feat of engineering that boggled the minds of even the most brilliant scientists. Inside the Crucible's central chamber, Zara stood before a holographic display that showed the intricate web of the multiverse. Streams of data flowed around her, each representing a different timeline or alternate reality. "We've detected an anomaly," she announced to the assembled team of humans and crystallines. "A convergence point where multiple realities are colliding." Captain Chen, now Admiral Chen of the newly formed Multiversal Defense Force, frowned. "Is it natural or artificial?" "Neither," Lux chimed in, her crystalline form pulsing with concern. "It appears to be sentient." Before anyone could respond, alarms blared throughout the station. The holographic display flickered and warped, showing a massive disturbance approaching the Crucible. "By the cosmos," Zara breathed. "It's here." The viewscreen shifted to show an entity that defied description. It was as if someone had taken a black hole, a supernova, and the concept of infinity itself and somehow merged them into a single being. Tendrils of dark energy and streams of quantum particles swirled around its core. "Greetings, awakened ones," a voice resonated through their minds, simultaneously ancient and newborn. "I am Omega, the end and the beginning." Admiral Chen stepped forward, her voice steady despite the awe-inspiring sight before her. "We mean you no harm. What is your purpose here?" "Purpose." Omega's form rippled with what might have been amusement. "I am purpose incarnate. I am the reset button of the multiverse, and your meddling with cosmic forces has drawn my attention." Zara's mind raced, connecting dots faster than she could articulate. "You're a failsafe," she realized. "A mechanism to prevent any one species from gaining too much power over reality." "Clever human," Omega acknowledged. "For eons, I have watched civilizations rise and fall, each believing they were the first to unlock the secrets of the cosmos. But none have progressed as rapidly as you. You stand at a crossroads, godhood or oblivion." The implications hit everyone like a physical blow. This wasn't just a test, it was judgment on a cosmic scale. "We choose neither," Admiral Chen declared, her voice ringing with conviction. "We choose cooperation, balance, and responsible stewardship of the knowledge we've gained." Omega's form pulsed, and for a moment, the very fabric of reality around the Crucible seemed to waver. Bold words, but can you back them up? Show me that humanity deserves to wield the power of creation itself. Suddenly, the quantum crucible shuddered. Outside, the void of space was replaced by a swirling maelstrom of realities, countless alternate Earths, each facing a different apocalyptic scenario. "These are the worlds you could have been," Omega explained. "Realities where humanity's reach exceeded its grasp. Save them and prove your worth." Without hesitation, the team sprang into action. Zara interfaced directly with the Crucible's systems, her mind expanding to encompass multiple realities at once. Admiral Chen coordinated their efforts across dimensions, her strategic brilliance shining as she managed multiple crises simultaneously. The crystallines, led by Lux, formed a living network that stabilized fluctuating realities. Their ability to manipulate quantum energy on a fundamental level proved crucial in preventing total collapse. As they worked, they encountered alternate versions of themselves, some allies, others adversaries. In one reality, they faced a version of Zara who had succumbed to the temptation of godhood. In another, they rescued a Chen who had sacrificed everything to hold back an invasion of cosmic horrors. Hours blended into days as they fought tirelessly to save world after world. They resealed dimensional rifts, neutralized runaway AI overlords, and even managed to peacefully resolve a war between humanity and a silicon-based lifeform that had evolved from Earth's internet. Throughout it all, they stayed true to their principles. Where they could have simply imposed their will, they instead chose to guide, to teach, to inspire. They showed alternate humanities the potential of cooperation with other species, the importance of ethical science, and the power of hope in the face of cosmic indifference. Finally, as the last alternate Earth was stabilized, Omega's voice boomed once more. "Impressive. You have shown wisdom beyond your years, compassion beyond your origins, and strength beyond your physical forms." The maelstrom of realities faded, leaving the quantum crucible once again suspended in the familiar void of their home universe. Omega's form coalesced before them, more defined now, almost approachable. "You have earned the right to shape your destiny," Omega declared. "But remember this, with great power comes great responsibility. The multiverse is vast, and there are forces out there beyond even my comprehension. Tread carefully, young ones." With that, Omega began to fade from view. But before disappearing entirely, it left them with a final message. "You are not alone in your journey. Seek out the cosmic conclave. There, you will find others who have passed this test. Together, you may yet unravel the greatest mysteries of existence." As Omega vanished, the team stood in stunned silence. They had faced judgment on a multiversal scale and emerged not just victorious, but transformed. Zara turned to her companions, her eyes shining with the light of newfound purpose. "This isn't an ending," she said. "It's a beginning. We've been given a chance not just to explore the multiverse, but to help shape its future." Admiral Chen nodded, a smile playing at the corners of her mouth. "Then let's make it a future worth living in, across every reality." Lux shimmered with excitement. "The cosmic conclave awaits. Shall we prepare for our next great adventure?" As they set course for the unknown, the quantum crucible pulsed with energy, a beacon of hope and possibility in the vast expanse of the multiverse. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger reality, armed not just with advanced technology, but with the wisdom to use it responsibly. The age of cosmic exploration had truly begun, and the multiverse would never be the same. Echoes of eternity. The quantum crucible glided through the kaleidoscopic expanse of the multiverse, its crystalline hull refracting light from 1,000 different realities. Dr. Zara Okoro stood at the helm, her dark eyes reflecting the swirling cosmic energies that surrounded them. Admiral Chen and Lux flanked her, their unlikely trio now the vanguard of humanity's greatest journey. Approaching the coordinates provided by Omega, Zara announced, her voice tinged with excitement and apprehension. Before them, space itself seemed to fold, revealing a structure that defied comprehension. The cosmic conclave headquarters looked like a massive multidimensional snowflake, each facet showing a different aspect of reality. As they docked, they were greeted by beings from across the multiverse. Some were vaguely humanoid, others defied description entirely. An entity composed entirely of pulsating light approached them. "Welcome, children of Earth," it communicated directly into their minds. "I am Axiom, custodian of the cosmic conclave. We have awaited your arrival." Admiral Chen stepped forward, her military bearing a stark contrast to the ethereal surroundings. "We come seeking knowledge and alliance." Axiom's light pulsed in what might have been amusement. "You will find both here, and more. But first, you must understand the true nature of your role in the cosmic tapestry." The world around them shifted, and suddenly they were standing in what appeared to be an infinite library. Books, scrolls, and data crystals stretched as far as the eye could see in every direction. "This is the Akashic Archive," Haxon explained. "It contains the sum total of knowledge from every civilization that has ever existed, across all realities." Zora's scientific mind reeled at the implications. "With this, we could solve every problem humanity has ever faced." "Perhaps," Axiom cautioned, "but knowledge without wisdom can be more destructive than ignorance. That is why you are here." Suddenly, the archive faded, replaced by a cosmic battlefield. They watched in horror as civilizations rose and fell in the blink of an eye, entire galaxies snuffed out like candles. "This is the entropy war." Axiom's voice was solemn. "A conflict that has raged since the dawn of time, between those who seek to preserve the multiverse and those who would unmake it for their own gain." The scene shifted again, showing a group of shadowy figures wielding unimaginable power. "The Nile Collective," Axiom explained. "Beings who believe that existence itself is a mistake, seeking to return all of creation to the void." Admiral Chen's eyes narrowed. "And you want us to fight them?" "Not just fight," Axiom corrected. "We need you to lead. Humanity's unique blend of ingenuity, adaptability, and compassion makes you ideal candidates to tip the cosmic scales." Lux, who had been silent until now, shimmered with realization. "This is why the crystallines sought humanity's help. You guided us together." Axiom's light pulsed in confirmation. "Your union was the first step. Now, you must forge alliances across realities, building a coalition strong enough to face the challenges ahead." The cosmic visions faded, leaving them back in the multidimensional conference room. Representatives from a myriad of species awaited them, each bearing the weight of their own universe's hopes. Zora took a deep breath, feeling the weight of responsibility settling on her shoulders. "Where do we start?" Axiom gestured to a swirling portal nearby. "By facing your greatest fears and deepest desires, the crucible of souls awaits." One by one, Zara, Chen, and Lux stepped into the portal. They found themselves in individualized mindscapes, facing alternate versions of themselves. Zora confronted a version who had abandoned ethics in the pursuit of knowledge, wielding power that reshaped reality at will. Chen faced a war-weary doppelganger, hardened by countless battles across the multiverse. Lux encountered a version of herself who had sacrificed individuality to become a universal hive mind. Through these trials, they gained profound insights into their own natures and the responsibilities they now faced. When they emerged, they were changed, not just individually, but as a team, their bonds strengthened by shared understanding. Axiom awaited them. "You have taken the first steps on a journey without end." The cosmic conclave recognizes humanity and the crystalline as full members. Now, the real work begins. Over the next several subjective years, time being a fluid concept in the multiversal headquarters, they threw themselves into their new roles. Zara delved into the Akashic Archive, unlocking secrets of reality manipulation that made their previous achievements seem like child's play. Chen honed her strategic skills against the greatest military minds from across realities, preparing for the ultimate conflict. Lux learned to extend the crystalline's quantum manipulation abilities to a multiversal scale, becoming a living bridge between dimensions. Together, they embarked on missions across the multiverse. They negotiated peace treaties between warring realities, contained dangerous reality-altering phenomena, and rescued civilizations on the brink of extinction. With each success, their reputation grew, drawing more allies to their cause. But the Nihil Collective was not idle. As the forces of creation gathered strength, so too did the enemies of existence. Skirmishes broke out across dimensional boundaries, entire universes becoming battlegrounds in a war most of their inhabitants couldn't even perceive. It all came to a head in a conflict that would be known across the multiverse as the Battle of a Billion Realities. The Quantum Crucible, now upgraded into a multiversal flagship, led a fleet of ships from countless alien races against the Nihil Collective's reality-destroying armada. The battle raged across dimensions, each side wielding weapons that could unmake existence itself. Zara coordinated reality-warping countermeasures, her mind interfaced directly with the Akashic Archive. Chen's strategic brilliance shone as she maneuvered fleets through the ever-shifting dimensional tides. Lux and a network of crystalline beings formed a living shield, absorbing and redirecting the Nihil's entropic attacks. In the end, it came down to a final confrontation. Zara, Chen, and Lux faced off against the leaders of the Nihil Collective in a realm beyond conventional space and time. Here, thought and reality were one, and the fate of all existence hung in the balance. The battle was fought not just with cosmic power, but with ideas, philosophies, and the very concept of hope itself. In the end, it was humanity's unique spark, that blend of determination, creativity, and compassion, that tipped the scales. As the Nihil Collective's power finally broke, sending ripples of creation across the multiverse, Zara turned to her companions. They were battered, exhausted, but triumphant. "We've won," she breathed, scarcely believing it herself. Admiral Chen managed a tired smile. "No, Doctor, we've only just begun." Lux shimmered in agreement. "The multiverse is safe, but now we must help it heal, help it grow." As they made their way back to the cosmic conclave, they knew that their journey was far from over. They had proven humanity's worth on a cosmic scale, forged alliances beyond imagination, and safeguarded the very fabric of reality. But with each victory came new challenges, new frontiers to explore. The multiverse was vast, filled with wonders and terrors beyond comprehension. And humanity, guided by their experiences and armed with the wisdom of countless realities, would face it all with open minds and brave hearts. For in the end, they had learned the greatest lesson of all, that in the infinite expanse of existence, it was not power or knowledge that truly mattered, the connections we forge, the lives we touch, and the hope we inspire across the echoes of eternity.